This is bench number 2. I've got the aprons cut and also the center boards that will be used as the joists to support the top of the bench. Now I'm doing this one a little bit differently. I've cut off 5-inch boards on each end. I'm laying those down initially. They go right here in between, and then I've got the 2 4-inch boards in the middle. So the legs will actually go right in here, and that way we can get boards into the we can put screws from the bottom into the top boards. So I've got this all marked off. I've got this here at right at the middle, which is at 20 inches of a 40-inch spread between the 2 edges. And I got it all squared off, so now I'm going to go ahead and start putting adhesive in. I'm going to screw in one side, and then I'll do the other side later. Okay, so this shows the results of the gluing of the 2 end aprons together with the 1 long apron and the bottom, or really actually the top support pieces. So I had tried to glue all 4 of these pieces together, and what happened was I got these 2 end pieces all clamped together, and they were fine, reasonably level. Here I had to take them apart a couple times and redo them, but they got them screwed on, and they're quite level and square. But and I got the 2 middle pieces on the top, the 2 center joists, upper joists, glued on. But when I was doing the clamping, somehow or another it was significantly off, like a good 1/4 of an inch off. That it buckled on the center, and an hour, no more than 90 minutes, but probably around an hour and a quarter, something like that, after I had glued it with the 8X adhesive, I couldn't get it off, and I tried to pound it, and it wouldn't even go with pounding, and I couldn't get these off. No screws or anything. And then when I set it down, I tried to pry it off, it ripped. This board right here. So what I'm going to do, and it isn't, I could sand off the top, but when you put the boards here along here, the long board, there's a gap. If you line these up so that the 2 ends are flush, there's a slight gap in there, and even if I tried to use a clamp to put them together, there's a good 1/4 inch flush gap there. So that's the sinking down below the surface here that occurred here when these buckled on me causes this to be short. So I'm going to go ahead and just saw the remaining board off, sand it down, and start over with it. And when I put the legs in and do the final gluing and fastening, I'll go ahead and put new boards in there. This shows how I've constructed the second bench, which involved putting on the 4 boards on the top first. You can see how this is resting, how the end joists are resting now on top of the legs, providing support, but also allowing easily for the board to extend out, very structurally sound. And this will allow me to then put in screws from below to screw down the top boards that you sit on. I've also put in one screw up here on the top legs to support it. So we built this piece right here first, applied the groove. Now this was after I had assembled the inner parts of the leg with the lower joist down here on each side. I assembled, put the glue into the holes, fitted the legs together, put the leg beam in, the log beam in to make sure that it was all lined up properly, and then with clamps, still got the clamps on down here, and then we fitted this upper structure on top of that with the adhesive. So now I use the 3X adhesive for the insides here and gluing the upper structural system to the legs, and over here when we're gluing the inner boards in particular, but also the side boards, I'm going to use the 8X. Bench number 2 came through very well. It's very sturdy, very solid, square. I just need to go through now and clean off the excess adhesive. I still need to secure this longitudinal beam underneath, and then after that I'll put in the truss, and the final step will be to add the boards on the top.